Hello, we're back in Wolverhampton. Can you see here? We're at Parkdale View. Can you get a good look at the house, please? Nice look. Number 20. Have a look down the road. Show them down the road. Beautiful, beautiful. Up there as well. Right, come on. We're in Wolverhampton. These are Galloway's pies. But in this area, the pies. We've brought these pies for Matthew, so come along. This is it's exciting. It's great filmmaking. This is his area. Matthew! Look at that paint. I've got some pies, we're filming.
Hey, boys.
You've got some pies.
Yeah! Oh my gosh.
Pie dealer, that's Louis.
How you doing, Chelsea?
Thank you.
How we doing, Louis?
How are we doing?
You alright?
I am, yeah, thank you.
Is this the second time you've been to Wolverhampton?
Yeah.
You're not filming this?
Yeah.
There's me turban, she's got it fucking on.
Louis.
I'm going to try.
This is Matthew Lloyd.
You know what, let's keep it-
Wolverhampton's premier and the UK's premier artist
Well, that's what I've been called.
with some pies.
Some
Unfortunately, they're from Platbridge.
Wigan Pass.
We couldn't go.
Platbridge,
We
yes!
couldn't go any butter pies. But
Oh, Galloway, mate.
are you going to have a pie party?
Woo! Look, I don't do microwave, so I'm going to stick in the oven.
Microwaves are bad for you.
Yeah, exactly, that's why
They was
mate.
banned in Russia, but they were banned in Russia for 20 years.
Mate, all they do, they don't cook anything. They just heat up the water molecules and like, yeah. It's not cooking.
This is the layer of an artist. This isn't. Look at these. Can we explain these heads, Matthew?
These heads, look, there's some chunky heads at my.
Did you make them?
No. A friend of mine who's he passed away last year. His mum.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
Um,
She's a proper sculptor. Yeah. She lives down in St Ives, and she knocks these things together. Yeah.
We've got James Brown on the wall, one of Matthew's stencils.
I feel good. I smell good. I look good, and I make love good. Have you seen that clip?
This is you as well. This is Matthew's art.
It's Miles Davis.
You did that, innit? He was a
Davis.
great snooker player. We've got some cannabis.
Miles Davis was. No, that's just.
I know he wasn't. I was trying to be funny. There's a fridge over there. Custom. Right, let's go in. This is some of the art of Matt. He is a very talented artist. I don't use the term. This is just some of his scribbles. That's actually one of his palettes. But that could also be construed as art, you know. This is a lovely kind of bohemian vibe, this Parkdale view. All the houses around here are frequented by bohemian creative types. And the sad thing is, I think they're all getting evicted soon. So yeah, and that's a bit of a sad note. But it's a really beautiful area. So this is the domain of Matt Lloyd. We've got Blondie there. This is more of Matt's art. The sad thing is, I just said that in the last video. Apparently they're all getting evicted from this lovely bohemian little space. You know, all these little pockets of life are just disappearing. Even artists need Carcido. He did these stickers. I've got one of them. He did these stickers and stuck them all over the place. I've got one of them on my laptop. The Kubrick actually did an amazing painting of Kubrick, which I actually love. With Marilyn there. But this is Matt's. He is a living genius. Apparently, these builders come the other day, and since they've come, they've kicked all the ceilings come through. No, these are the landlords who are trying to get shut. It's fucking terrible, really. Another self-portrait. Jean-Michel Basquiat, I think his name is, and that's Matt's idol. While they're all getting acquainted, let's have a walk round Parkdale. I believe these were like rich people's houses back in the day. Like I said, it's quite a bohemian space now. There you have it. Matthew, come here. Tell me the history of Parkdale.
Well, it was Parkdale, where I currently live, was built by the Victorian Freemasons in 1900. Yeah. So we had Queen Victoria and Prince Albert. There was a little bit of a lawn tennis thing going on, and they were up. I've seen photographs. They came down here. You know, Queen Victoria. She was here, mate, with her husband, Prince Albert. Apparently, Prince Albert had a massive dick. He was full of...
Come here, chill out and stay central. So this was quite an opulent area back in the day?
Absolutely. All the doctors and architects and physicians, all the wealthiest people in Wolverhampton lived right here.
So it's quite a bohemian area now, isn't it?
It always has been. You know. Well, it wasn't bohemian when it was first built, but in the 60s, yeah, loads of hippies moved in. And
what's going on at the moment with it? There's bad vibes.
Well, it's just been bought and what's the word, Jim? It's regentrification.
They want to fill it full of posh cunts.
They're going to soup it up, double the rent, and none of us can afford that. So, you know, we're going to have to think about actually moving in together. Me and Vicky, you know, Aid and Nikki. So it's me and Vicky, Aid and Nikki. We can keep it. It's all going to be good. Everything's good.
Talk to me about your journey. When did your journey start as an artist?
Well, I didn't know I was an artist, Jim. Till I saw the film, the Kirk Douglas film called Lust for Life. So I've been out on the town, had a few cheeky little Gary Ablets, yeah, a few little ecstasies, yeah, and I come back with my girlfriend. She crashes out, and I just pop the telly on. Didn't have Sky or anything like that, no streaming. Just pop the telly on, and there was a little cheeky film called Lust for Life, the story of Vincent van Gogh. I'd heard of him, but I'd never looked into him. I'd never done any art history. Didn't know I was an artist. I just thought I'd like drawing. Well, I did like drawing. That's all I've ever done is scribble, caricatures, copying comics, and just looking at things and just trying to get them down. But I didn't know I was an artist. I didn't know what that meant. In that film, that one night, it changed my life, mate. And the next morning, I rocked up into the town, bought myself my first canvases, a few oils, and a few brushes, and started painting. And as soon as I smelled the smell of that paint, I was like, I'm an artist. Now, literally, I was 22. You know, I've been on it all my life, but 22, yeah, 22, and I realised I was an artist.
Let me ask you this: as an artist, on a creative journey, do you ever feel you get there, or every piece you create, do you always think, no, that's not quite right? Oh. Are you happy, or do you not think there's constant kind of yearning that you never ever get to that?
Yeah. I'm never happy with anything I do. It's so I think it was Pablo Picasso who said, someone asked Pablo Picasso, when do you know a paint is finished? And Pablo said, he just smashed it, mate. Pablo said, well, I don't finish a painting. I stop. You know, it's finished in the eyes of the beholder. You know, it's finished by every time someone looks at it, that's when it's finished. And it's going to be different to every single person who looks at your work. You know, the painter doesn't finish the painting, the viewer finishes the painting.
Wow.
I like that one. I like that one. I like
It's
that.
a constant journey, isn't it? You never,
There's no finishing, there's no ending point.
you never get there, do you?
It's about the journey, it's about creating. We're all creators. We're all creators. See, you know, I've had a lot of chats recently with a lot of people, a lot of friends, and I've gone deep, philosophical, like, you know what I mean? And I'm like, touch me up.
No, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching him up.
Touch me up.
I'm not touching him up. Look at my fucking parting.
Boogie Rambo, John Rambo, isn't you?
John Thyroid. See, I'm not funny. I can't even think of things funny today. It's not about me. It's about this man is a genius.
Is it about you?
No, not for me.
We're mirrors. We are mirrors.
I want an intimate moment to camera with you. I actually think you are the greatest artist I've ever met. I think you're a fucking genius. And
I mean,
no, I don't use them words lightly.
I know you don't say. I know you don't say.
Look at this workout.
I've been really on my arse, like really feeling bad about myself, and words that you've said to me have made me carry on painting just because of a few little words you dropped. You know, I need that. I mean, you know, we all crave attention and you know, some kind of relevance and some kind of what's the word? What's the word for it? You know, we're like justification,
Validation.
Yeah, that's the one. And we all need that.
You're a conduit for something greater.
Well, look, we just choose, man. You're for the universe.
I genuinely mean this. When I'm not trying to be fucking funny. He is. This fella should be earning. It's good he doesn't earn millions because he'd end up fucking. I don't know, but he should be earning millions. And I do think at some point, seriously,
no, in the ground.
No, I don't think that. You get. I went to. He had a thing last week. There was an exhibition in Wolverhampton. Two of his paintings were there. There was girls asking him for selfies. He was going around schmoozing with everybody.
It's because I'm a bit of a celebrity in Wolverhampton, which isn't.
He is famous.
But I never ever sought out celebrity. You know,
Art found you, dear boy.
I'm just doing my thing.
Art found you, dear boy. I like the tracker you're rocking, by the way. Manhattan. So your greatest influence, let me get it right, Jean-Michel
Basquiat.
Jean-Michel Basquiat. We're going to say Basquiat.
Basquiat.
Basquiat. He lit you up.
Well, first it was Vincent van Gogh, and then Pablo Picasso, and I just plunged myself in. And the day I realised I was an artist, I was like, right, I'm going to buy every book. I went to Waterstones, a little bookshop in Wolverhampton, and I bought about 50 books on. I didn't know anything. You know, I'm a slow learner. I'm a spastic, mate.
No, you're not a spastic.
No. I'm like when I ADHD, like I find it possible to focus my attention for very long. Like, my mind's all over the place. So I couldn't learn anything. No one could teach me. I mean, they tried, bless them. They tried, my teachers, but I just couldn't do it. My mind was all over the place, just drawing and just thinking and like trying to make people laugh.
ADHD is a superpower.
Well,
But you know what? I think you've earned your pie now. I've eaten your pie. He's letting it go cold. I brought the pies from Wigan for him.
Yeah, Galloway's, yeah. You can't wait. Yeah, I'm going to pop them in the oven, eat them up a bit, you know, pass a few forks around, bit of brown sauce, you know, if they want it.
I'm going to interview Louis now in Wilson about you. Like, it's like This Is Your Life without a red boot.
What was his name?
Eamon Andrews.
Eamon Andrews.
Tonight, Matthew, this is your all the younger viewers won't remember that. Eamon Andrews.
That was class, that was, mate. That was class. This Is Your Life. I used to like that, man.
Matthew Lloyd, This Is Your Life. Matt the artist, This Is Your Life. Right, thank you. This is Louis, he's one of Matt's friends.
How?
How long have you known the artist that is Matt Lloyd?
Too well.
Since you was young?
No. So I think we met probably, I don't know, like 25 years ago.
25 years ago.
So long enough. Only half of his life, but a good chunk of my life.
Are you a resident of Parkdale?
No,
Are you a visitor to
Yeah,
Parkdale
yeah,
kind of thing?
Yeah. I'm just a visitor to this planet.
I like that. It's good fun. You're probably going to run rings around me in this interview, so but just go easy on me. But what?
No. There's no way, mate. I'm not going easy at all.
You're not even a toy if you carry on. What's...
Can I pinch another beer?
Yes, of course.
You're good, sir.
What is it? What describe Matt to anybody who doesn't know him?
A skateboarding mad gangster poet artist.
I like that.
He's pretty fly for a white boy. What you've got to do is you've got to realise that there's a ghost of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future. Oh,
Sorry, it's all right. Get him in shot.
Right, I'll get him in shot. So anyway, but you still have the microphone anyway.
Yeah.
So that.
Is he scoring?
He's fucking there. He's fucking there. Scoring. I don't know. I hope not. Because I'll be off. I'll be fucking on my toes.
No, but basically, how would you describe Matt's work?
Well, he's a bit of a scribbler, really, isn't he? You know, as you can see.
We'll have to. I'll have to cut into that because it's not with a Stanley knife, but yes. This saves me. This saves me doing any cut.
Shot. Yeah, we don't have to cut out the shot now.
Can we lift it up a bit, Louis?
Yeah.
This is an example
Go
of
out
Matt.
and see the whole thing.
Shit, I've stood on something. This is an example. This is look at this. Do we know what this is called?
It's Wolverhampton. So it's the street of Wolverhampton where the Gifford is, the very famous pub.
Does this keep it takes out?
Well, no, I mean, I think he's calling it Weathering.
Weathering. All
Weathering it.
right.
But no, I don't think it's kept outside. I think when he does some layers on it, but he just comes and does a few dots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We've all been. I mean, we've all stopped.
Are you a bit of an artist yourself?
No. Do you know what? I've been.
I thought Matt told me that this was one of your early works, Louis. Is this one of your paintings? This would actually be one of my paintings.
Unfortunately, do you know something? It's not mine.
This is one of Matt's early pieces.
Do you know something? Have you seen the little flower though? I think that's class because look at this and this. Actually, there's some real fucking depth to that. This
is one of Matt's early works and it's called Poi, I believe. It's Matt. Can you tell us? Are you angry? Are you okay?
That's Wilson's, that is.
Well, I thought a child had done this, but apparently that will.
Wilson, yeah.
So, do you rate it?
No, it's all right. Okay, I did the ice cream. We
The only bit that I went, oh, well, there's the ice cream now.
It looks like an explosion. It's a water reservoir.
Painting, man. Trying to paint the fair, and we've got all these bills.
How much would this retail for? Would there be like secret?
£12.
Would there be like secret bids from?
12.
Would there be secret bids from Tokyo on it?
Maybe.
And if this is for sale, if any of you want to buy it, yeah.
Are you saying to me that you don't want to get? Are you saying to me you don't want to get?
Right, don't you film this? Go on.
Yeah. You're not a drinker.
I'm not.
Did you ever get into drinking when you were a youth?
1 week in my life, I drank heavily. 1 week.
1 week?
There was this woman.
How old are you?
36. One woman. When I used to drink, I used to get into trouble. I remember once kicking a shop window through with drink. And
you kicked the shop window through?
Like that. A sidekick. I used to have a mean sidekick, but I kicked a plate glass window through. And another time I got drunk and disorderly.
Arrested?
A girl I was seeing at the time, that's a common theme, got me in a really bad mood. And I was walking home with her, and this lad walked in my way texting. So I just banged, I just hit him. But that wasn't a good idea because he ran to a lad who was 7 foot. So I'm fighting with this giant.
Violence is never the answer.
I'm fighting with this giant in the street. Then 5 policemen got me down, cable tied me in a van, so I nearly had carpal tunnel syndrome. That's another.
I know the answer if you want to know it. Love.
Love is always the answer.
I know it's cliched, a bit corny, but love is actually the only answer, mate.
You're a legend.
There's no such thing as hatred, mate. You know, that's just a reflection on everything's a mirror. Everything's a mirror. Everything's a mirror. And if we live in love and peace and harmony, life is going to be bloody sweet, mate.
What do you think we're going wrong as a species from an artistic perspective?
I think we've been infiltrated by shape-shifting reptilians from another planet.
Seriously, yeah.
Well,
No,
I'm
Anunnaki.
open to that idea, mate.
I'm open to the idea of the
Because
Anunnaki.
I can't understand violence.
Come on.
I literally, physically, I mean, I hang around with a bunch of gangsters, like proper gangsters, yeah, who like a nice tear up. I'm like, why? You know?
Yeah.
You know, because I've always believed that we're all connected. Like, you know,
Have you always believed that?
always believed it.
I've had that feeling.
Way before I did LSD or mushrooms. I mean, you know, when I started taking the LSD and the mushrooms, you know, then I really felt plugged in to nature and connectivity. And then I had a proper deep understanding. I was like, oh, shit, those birds are talking to me, man. I can hear them talking to me. I can't understand them, but I know they're communicating. But we're all part of the same thing, man. Every living thing is part of the same thing. We're not disconnected from God. You know, we're not like passive observers on this journey. We are co-creators around reality.
You manifest a lot, yeah.
I was manifesting since I was a little boy, way before I even knew what the word manifest meant. I've always done it, and you know. But as I'm getting a bit older, I'm doing a bit more reading, a bit more research. I'm really starting to positively, you know, meditate and manifest. It's about your intention. It's not about, like, you know, these positive affirmations. Oh, repeat these things 5 times a day, and you'll. I want to be rich. I want to be horny. I want bigger tits. I want longer legs. You know, the universe isn't listening to that, mate. The universe listens to your frequency, your vibration, your intention, and you've got to really, really mean it. And that's when things start happening together. You know.
Let me ask you a question. If something ever happened to you and you was no longer able to create art, do you think would that have a detrimental effect on your life? If something came to you, or some agency said, or something happened to you where you couldn't express yourself creatively, what would the effect would that have on you? Could you imagine life without art?
No, absolutely not.
Would it be like no?
A lot of people think art's like a little nice bit of fluff, or you know, when actually it's essential. Art is essential. It's not just a bit of fun. It ain't entertainment. You know. Maybe the first time you get your heart broken, like proper heartbroken, teenage stuff, kid stuff, and you feel like you're really heartbroken, and you can't imagine living without this girl or this boy, and then you hear a song comes on the radio, and it's talking directly to you, and then you realise that art is essential, mate, for all of us. Art, I mean, music, it's the strongest drug I've ever, and I have done every drug known to man. I've made drugs up. I've sniffed everything, snorted everything, swallowed everything, put things up my bum. Yeah. I've done everything, love. I've done everything, right? But the strongest drug is music, man. You know, you put a little track on, instantly it changes your brain chemistry. Mate, I can drop you a little tune now, and it'll make instantly. Make you feel different straight away. You know, it's the strongest drug there isn't, man. And, you know, as a DJ, I find it. I don't take it lightly, that position of playing music to people, sharing music, because it's you know, it's a very powerful thing. Music. Yeah, you can play shit music, or you can drop, or you can like really introduce people to things, new music.
When did your love of jazz music start?
Okay, I was
I'm touching you up again.
I was about 5, I think, and my mum, who was a speed freak, my mum, so me and my sister, we used to have to go to bed at the same time, about 9 o'clock, and she said to me, Matt, when Martha's fallen asleep, sneak down and stay up, and you know, we'll watch some horror films and Twilight Zone. You know, she was just knitting and doing artwork and stuff off her head on speed. I didn't know at the time she was a speed freak. but she just wanted some company. And the one night on BBC Two, it was a rainy Wednesday night, just before. I mean, we're talking about times when there was just like 3 channels. We didn't have any Sky. There was no streaming. There was no internet. There was 3 channels. And BBC Two, and yeah, their last show just before midnight, they showed this thing called Harvest Jazz, and all videos of jazz concerts. And we were sitting there and watching. I saw Bill Evans, the piano player, the piano player for Miles Davis. So he was smacked out of his mind, massive smackhead, lifelong heroin addict. And I remember watching this man. He had greasy, brill-creamed hair, thick glasses, and just hunched over his piano and I remember I was transfixed, mate. And I was like, I didn't know what it was called, the kind of music. But I remember that yeah. And years later, when Clint Eastwood made the documentary about Charlie Parker, Bird, that's when I got into jazz. And I was like, oh, what's this called? Oh, it's jazz. Oh, I remember that. I remember watching Bill Evans. Yeah.
Was heroin a big part of jazz? Was a lot of the jazz people smackers?
Most of them were smackers, yeah.
Miles Davis was on smack, wasn't he?
Absolutely.
Was he like the pivotal figure of jazz? Would you say, or was he not? Was he just like the figurehead?
I mean, he's pretty heavy. I mean, my man's Bird. My man's Charlie Parker. He was a massive smackhead. But he got Charlie Parker got into an accident and he had to start taking medication to, morphine.
Painkilling.
So he got into the smack. But he did say, he did a little cheeky interview in Downbeat, this jazz magazine in America, and the reporter said, why'd you do with heroin? He was like, well, it slows down time, so I can put more notes in it. And he regretted that to his dying day, because all the new jazz musicians
thought it had to be done.
Oh, we've got to get on heroin. Because they emulated it. They wanted to emulate it.
Is the Miles Davis album Bitches Brew really fucked up and weird?
I've never been a fan. I mean,
is it like really out there?
Well,
I remember.
So. I mean, I respect it because of what he was doing. He was pushing the boundaries. He wasn't sticking to a nice little niche. Okay, kind of blues the one, which I'm going to play in a minute on vinyl.
Okay.
That's the one, mate. They just rocked up on this bloody. I think it was March, sometime in March. They booked the studio, and it was expensive, Well, it's not like now. We can just make music in our flats, in our bedrooms. We can make music anywhere now, on our phones, whatever. But back in the day, you had to book a studio with the proper equipment, everything. So it was expensive. So they rocked up. So you got Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Nat Adderley, Cannibal Adderley, and Bill Evans, and they're all coming off the smack. They're all
turkey
in cold turkey. Yeah. And they rock up for this recording session. Miles Davis had booked it. Yeah. And he was like, and all the musicians like, okay, so where's the sheet music? What we doing today? And Miles went, we ain't doing nothing, man. We're just gonna roll. He said, look, let's just go for it, man. And you got one quarter on the bass. He said, Ron, you start, and then Bill, you start, and we'll just keep it loose. And they recorded in one day, no editing, no nonsense. They just dropped this. Well, it's been voted one of the best. It's in the top 10 best albums of all time.
Is that Kind of Blue?
Kind of Blue, yeah. Kind of Blue. Ba-doom, 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 ba-doom. Bow, bow, ba-doom. So What? The first track, So What? I mean, it's amazing.
So they made that when they jammed that album from nothing, while it was coming down from Smack. I never knew that.
Yeah.
See, this fucking channel's educational.
Miles just said, look, guys, let's just go for it. Like, well, we've never done that before. We've only sang with the band, or we need to read the music. And Miles said, look, okay, enough of that. You're all talented. Let's just have a little mooch, and like, let's get a little conversation going on. And that's what happened. And to me, that's what jazz is. Jazz is life to me, mate. You walk around here. I can walk around here, Jimmy. I don't know. I can bump into anyone. I can go to the shops. You don't know who you're going to bump into. have a little conversation with. Before you know it, they're back at yours, and you've got something that's jazz, mate. It's not scripted.
That your life
it's not
is
scripted, mate.
your life is jazz.
Absolutely.
Your life is
Yeah,
free. It's improvised.
Absolutely, mate.
It's would you describe your style of art if you had to? It's just jazz art.
Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, Matthew.